It's always worth stressing with this that for the overwhelming majority of people, this is going to be, who get it, this is going to be a mild to moderate illness. Don't forget that even if you get this illness, for the overwhelming majority of people, even in the elderly groups, it will be mild to moderate.
I know it is clear that the risk is very heavily weighted towards older people, but I think people translate that into, if I'm old and then I get it, I'm likely to pass away. Actually, the great majority of people will survive this, even if they're in their 80s. Then, for people who have mild disease, which is the great majority of people, to be clear, most people have a mild or moderate infection. Some of them have something which they hardly notice at all. To make an obvious point to all of you, but it's worth reiterating, the great majority of people will be managed at home. Great majority. They'll be fine. Even in the most vulnerable, oldest groups, in a very stressed health service, which Hubei was at the point when most of the data come out of, the great majority of people who caught this virus, and not everybody will, survived it. Great majority. It's easy to get a perception that if you're older and you get this virus, then you're a goner. Absolutely not. The great majority of people will recover from this virus, even if they're in their 80s. The great majority of people who have this infection will actually have a mild or moderate infection that will be managed at home and indeed will not need any testing.
I also want, at this stage, to speak directly to older people, because this disease is particularly dangerous for you, for older people, even though the vast majority of older people will experience a mild to moderate illness.
Also, because most people, the vast majority of people, get a mild illness.
For most people, it's a mild disease.
The great majority of people who get this virus, irrespective of age, will recover from it, and most of those will have